We didn't hear great reviews about this Royal Caribbean restaurant, so we figured we would try it out for ourselves.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video from our Utopia of the Seas cruise. Today we're talking about our experience at the Mason Jar for brunch. But before we get into the review, let's talk about a couple of the details of this restaurant.
Royal Caribbean describes the Mason Jar Southern Restaurant and Bar as having a homespun vibe with reimagined low country classics, bayou staples, and bold barbecue. You can find this casual restaurant on two of Royal's ships, Wonder of the Seas and Utopia of the Seas.
This is a specialty restaurant, so you'll pay extra for it, either outright for a one-time meal, or you can eat here using your dining package. We paid $28.99 per adult for a total of $57.98, and then with added gratuities, it was around $70. Now, the look of this restaurant was giving Cracker Barrel at sea vibes. Everything from the decorations to the table setting was similar to what you may remember from your own grandma's house. It has a very nostalgic, comfort type of aesthetic.
The entire restaurant has floor-to-ceiling windows, so if you're dining here on a sea day, you're likely to have really good views. Unfortunately, ours were of the parking garage because we ate here on embarkation day, so our views were not as great. Our favorite part of the vibes here was the bar area with the rocking chairs and the porch swing, and even if you don't eat at this restaurant, you can come here to grab a drink, listen to some music, and enjoy the views.
If you want a full written breakdown of our experience at the Mason Jar, there's a link in the description for a free PDF guide that will help you determine whether or not this is the right experience for you to book on your vacation.
Now for the part everybody wants to talk about. The food. The menu is broken down into several categories, and within those categories you can choose multiple different options depending on what you like or what you're feeling for that day. First, we're gonna start with the doohickeys for y'all. This is pimento cheese and saltine crackers, jalapeno cornbread, and Cajun and whipped honey butter.
This was probably the best part of the meal for me. Like, everything was really delicious and fresh and kind of set you up like wanting more for your next course.
I agree. Just like the chips and salsa, you eat too much of it, but it's delicious.
Next up is eggs and more. This is the main area of the menu, so it includes your basic egg options all the way to a southern breakfast that includes sausage, bacon, all your favorites, and Mima's fried chicken and waffles.
Our big tip here is order the smoky deviled eggs. They are incredible. Again, the beginning of the meal, we loved both of these items. The other thing that we ordered that was actually from this section of the menu was my main, which was the Mima's fried chicken and waffles. And unfortunately, it left a lot to be desired. The fried chicken was not crispy, it was not very hot, and the chicken just kind of looked a little questionable. And the waffle, unfortunately, was soft, and I prefer a little bit of a crispier waffle. So this just didn't do it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I tried a couple bites of this and it wasn't anything notable. I don't think it was like over the top bad, but chicken was a little bit dry. Just not what you want from a chicken and waffle.
No. The next section is called the something sweet. This is where you're gonna find obviously your sweeter meal options, pancakes, French toast, and a huge cinnamon roll that you can share with the table.
I'd say we enjoyed the cinnamon roll, but it wasn't like the best one that we've ever had.
The center part of it was pretty good, but the outside was kind of dry.
Yeah.
But it was pretty, it was cute, and the icing was good.
Okay, next section is the handhelds. This is the stuff you can hold in your hand.
Makes sense.
So you get a burger, a po' boy, a chicken Sammy. I personally went with the Nashville Hot variety of the chicken sandwich, and the seasoning was okay, but it was similar to your chicken with the chicken and waffle, where the chicken was just kind of a little bit overdone, and that kind of ruins a chicken meal.
It does, yes.
Next time, I would probably lean more towards the shrimp po' boy or the burger.
We don't even have a picture of this next one because we opted out of it, which was the desserts, which if you know me personally, you're gasping because I love a dessert, but we were super stuffed by the end of this meal that we were not interested in it. However, I did get a glance of the menu online and saw some people next to us that had some dessert, and it's gonna be your typical Southern type of pies, bread pudding, things like that. I have a feeling you probably can't go wrong with anything like this because it's sugar.
But if you want to make sure that you actually get to try the desserts, you probably want to take bites of the all-you-can-enjoy menu and not eat the full course of everything, kind of like we did.
Yeah, I think we got maybe one thing too many because we had the doohickeys, we had the deviled eggs, and the cinnamon roll, and then we both had two main entrees. So maybe do one little less, or maybe you have more people. you'll be fine. On to the service. Our service at the Mason Jar was incredible. The check-in process at the front was smooth and easy. They ask for your room number, so make sure you have that handy. And our server took great care of us by recommending different food items. He was very attentive and very, very kind. So we really appreciated that aspect of the restaurant.
Would you come back and eat here again?
Me personally, no, I don't think that I would, just because of the upcharge of this restaurant. I'm not sure that it was worth the $70 for brunch. However, I may be persuaded to go back at dinner since the menu is slightly different.
Okay, cool. I can get behind that. I think for me, I would go back again. Like so many other things with travel, it kind of just depends on who you're with. So
True.
if you know you're gonna go out to eat with somebody who really likes this kind of style and that would be fun, I would go back for them.
That's true. And even if we didn't come back to eat here, I know both of us would come back for the bar area to grab a drink and sit in one of those rocking chairs and watch the
Just to
water
look
go
out of the
by.
water.
Like,
Yeah.
10 out of 10 vibes for that.
Yeah, I was a little bit bummed out that there wasn't a country music band playing while we were there.
This is nice during embarkation day because it gives you something to do while your room is getting ready. However, the vibes are a little bit less because you don't have the water to look out, and I think that's what really amplifies this if you were doing this on a sea day or while you were, moving out of a port somewhere.
And if you're liking these videos, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of other videos coming out from our trip on Utopia of the Seas very soon.
And that wraps up our overview of the Mason Jar Brunch. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We would be happy to help. We appreciate you watching, and remember, make sure you do something that helps you unwind this week. Bye, everybody.